Located just south of campus on Main Street, Carburritos is a family-owned and operated casual dining Mexican restaurant. Carburritos offers indoor and outdoor dining options, as well as curbside takeout services. Orders can be placed online at visitcarburritos.com/Davidson. So we'd like to welcome in our first guest for the final show of the Inside Out Show Season 2, Austin Buntz. Austin, how are you doing today?
Good. Thanks for having me, guys. Excited to be here.
Thanks for coming.
Very excited. Yeah. We wanted to start talking a bit about your background. I know that everyone sees you around the program all the time and stuff, but fans may not have too much of a clue about who you are and what you do and where you came from. So tell us, when did your passion for basketball begin? When did you first get into it? What have you been doing before you got to Davidson?
Yeah, good question. So I kind of grew up on a college campus. My dad was a Division III sports information director. My mom played in college. So I grew up in my dad's office and going to the gym and being on the court. So running around a college campus and the college athletic department was a big part of my childhood. I always knew I wanted to work in sports. I always knew I wanted to work in basketball. I was a manager at Penn State for the team for 4 years. And then from there, I thought I wanted to coach. My father-in-law has been a coach for a long time, and he actually talked me out of it.
Why is that? You
just the life of the coach is tough on a family and all that. And honestly, being honest, I don't know that, calling timeouts and drawing up plays is really my forte, but I've always been fascinated by the business of basketball. And, obviously with everything going on in college athletics, it's been a natural career move now for me. But was at Under Armour for almost 7 years before coming to Davidson, which I'm 5 years at Davidson next week, which has flown by.
Wow.
So it's been an interesting road, interesting journey. Obviously, the past couple of years, Davidson have been a big change, being the general manager and everything like that, and NIL, and it's been fun. Yeah.
But you were one of the first general managers in college basketball. I remember when you were signed to be the general manager, it was like, oh, whoa.
Yeah.
A pretty big deal.
First in the A-10, I know. Yeah. Probably one of the first around the country. Duke was number one, I think. But, one of the first.
It's cool. Yeah. Leading out of Penn State, you went straight to Under Armour. What was that role?
So I actually started out as a temp in HR, doing data entry on weekends. It was a weird role, and I was trying to get my foot in the door. And the day it was supposed to end, they had a basketball job open up, and I was able to get it and just start right away. And then kind of took off from there and got to work with our NBA players and AAU basketball, and obviously got to work with Steph and Davidson, and that's kind of what brought me to campus and where I fell in love with this place.
Yeah, so. As everyone tends to do.
Yeah.
What do you remember about your first couple of months here, or your first year, and how that role that you played in your first year has evolved into the role you play now? Because I can imagine it's completely different.
So when I first came to Davidson, I was a athletics fundraising role for every sport, and it was a foot in the door to eventually work with basketball. I had a close relationship with Bob McKillop, with Matt, with the coaching staff, having worked with them at Under Armour. And I knew I wanted to get into more of the athletic administration side of things, but it was a good entry point. I actually started during COVID. So my first day on campus, I met my then boss, and then I didn't see him again for 6 months. Yeah. So it was a weird beginning. And it's just transformed since then. Obviously, now more on the athletic administration side, with still a bit of fundraising for basketball and NIL and everything. It's been a lot of freedom to kind of chart the strategy for Davidson basketball and the NIL side of things, which has been really interesting and cool. And Chris Clooney and President Hicks have been wonderful with that. And it's been fun though.
I was curious on your living situation after you left Penn State, because I know you met your wife at Penn State, and was it freshman dorm?
Freshman year. Not same dorm, but yes, freshman year.
Wow. That is a good story. So, Under Armour, where were you living? And then you moved to Davidson.
I think you know the answer to this. So I was going to go be a grad assistant at Florida State, and it ended up not working out, and I ended up getting a job with Under Armour. And my wife, her sister worked at Florida State, and my wife was going to grad school at Florida State because she thought I was going to be there. And then it fell through last minute. And her parents lived in Maryland. Her father was the coach at Navy for a long time, up until last year. And so I actually ended up living with her parents while she was in Tallahassee, Florida.
At this point, you had been dating for how long?
Not at the time, like not that long, a year maybe, year and a half.
Wow, that is tough. That's a
I had
tough
known her
one.
dad for
Yeah.
5 years at that point, but
Sure.
yeah, it was interesting.
My God.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine that phone call. Like, hey, can my boyfriend come move in with you guys? I'm not going to be there, by the way.
Was it a comfortable living situation?
It was, yeah. I mean, it wasn't like, I think we all knew like we were gonna eventually get married, and so it wasn't weird. And I have a great relationship with her parents and all that, so it wasn't. Everyone else thought it was weird. I didn't think it was weird in the moment.
That's all that matters, really, I guess. Back to more of your role now. I feel like the elephant in the room is the transfer portal, and you obviously have a lot to do with that in terms of the type of players we're trying to bring in. So can you talk about like what your day looks like right now with the transfer portal? I mean, we have a whole roster to fill out, and you guys have a lot of work to do with the coaching staff. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, you guys know, like you obviously have just gone through it. Congratulations, by the way. We're excited for you to go get your MBA and be at Portland. And then Sam, obviously you've been through it last year. Like it's a chaotic time. It's a lot of phone calls. It's a lot of phone calls with agents, with players, with high school coaches, parents. It feels a lot like speed dating, where you're trying to get to know someone really well in like a week's time. The portal opened on Tuesday, 3 days ago, and we already have 3 visits lined up this weekend. So it's a whirlwind the next few weeks. But the good thing is like you also can, rebuild your roster really quickly. Too. So everyone's going through it across the country. We're no different. There's obviously like the negative things about the portal and NIL that you see on social media, but like I think here we have a good grasp on it. I think we do things the right way. I think we're proud of the way we handle it and the way we bring players in and evaluating like the whole person and student and all of that. And hey, like realistically, we're gonna have some guys who are here for 8 months, and then we're gonna have guys who are here for 4 years or 3 years or 2 years route. So it's different than what Davidson basketball has always known, but I think we do it the right way, all things considered.
Yeah, I think you definitely could see that with this year's team. You brought in a bunch of guys that really gelled together, and you talked about you're calling high school coaches and parents as well. Is that's to try and get an understanding of who the player is outside of who they are on the basketball?
Yeah, I think we're pretty good at reading people and like their intentions too, where you can, cross guys off the list after a phone call if it doesn't go well. Just like, I remember on your visit, like I remember just walking around the Lake campus with you, and I was like, we're gonna get this kid. Like,
I remember you were trying to. Austin was asking some probing questions, like, "So how do you like it?" And I gave him.
Isn't this beautiful?
I was like, I gave him the worst poker face of all time. I was like, "Yeah."
That was like, dude, that was like me on my visit, because I came here first, and I went on 2 other visits, and like by the end of my visit to Davidson, my dad was already like, "Okay, so what are like the next steps?" Like I hadn't committed yet, but he was like, "So what are the next steps for Hunter to come here?" And I was just like, "Yeah." Went on my other 2 visits, and I couldn't stop thinking about Davidson.
I feel like largely in the guys who commit to Davidson, it's like it's a pretty clear no-brainer.
Yeah.
Like I think we attract the right type of people, and you see that in like the team dynamic this year that we had.
Yeah, exactly. I think that once you get on campus here and you see it and you feel it, like if Davidson's the right place for you, you're
exactly.
Else, you know what I mean?
I haven't paid attention to the portal as much just because obviously I'm not in it. Has the window for the portal like shortened in both senses, where it's not open before the national championship, but also it's closed for the time after? Like how has that affected you?
It's an interesting change. So now it doesn't open until the day after the national championship. And in previous years, it had opened the Monday after the first weekend of the tournament. So like it would have been 3 weeks ago. And then now previously it was only open. It was open for a month straight, whereas now it's open for 2 weeks. But you also have this, almost a month from when your season ends, where you're having conversations with guys, and you're.
I suppose for like grad guys, like why did it open for you?
As soon as
Whenever.
I was allowed
Like
to
the second that
yeah,
season ended?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it was great. Like I could
Suppose.
have conversations before all of the other undergraduate guys were in the portal.
Like
which was
I know
nice.
that was almost an advantage for you in the sense that you wanted to get it done
Yeah.
before other people get in the
Yeah.
portal and just
Yeah.
have like that security before you have to like compete with other guys. So that is a
Exactly.
real
Yeah.
like issue when you're in the portal. A school might pull out quick.
Like I was signed and committed before the
Yeah.
real portal even opened, which was great.
Yeah.
This was like I'm sitting here now, everyone's on the phone doing all this and that, and I'm just sitting back and enjoying my last month here at Inter.
So apologies. So to your approach, like, does that change at all?
I think there's it's an interesting dynamic now where you still have a good idea of guys who are going to go in the portal through different sources where you start to build your watch list so that at 12:01 on Tuesday we're reaching out to guys, and I think players know that that's coming too, and so it moves quickly. And then I'd say on the player side of things, like I think you're lucky, or grads are lucky, where you can visit and commit ahead of time and really lock in your spot. Because I think there is a risk in the portal now of if I don't visit quickly and I don't make my decision quickly, well, then someone else might. Because you're bringing in multiple guys and you have to recruit broadly.
You can't blame either side
No.
for trying to just get people quick.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to build the best team that we can to win the A10 and make a run. And I think for players, it's like, well, guys don't visit like 5 schools like they would in high school. It's, I might visit 2, and I might do them all in a span of like 72 hours and then make my decision. Especially now with the NIL component, like your financial, what the school's going to do financially ahead of time through, my conversations with agents and families. And so the full picture before you even set on campus. And then it's really just like,
How does it feel?
yeah, and some guys don't even visit now. Some guys it's like Zooms. Too. We like to meet the guys and get a feel for them and their parents and all that. And I think showing Davidson, especially like I said, 3 visits this weekend, it's going to be like 80 and sunny every day. It's like the perfect showcase for Davidson. Yeah. But yeah, it's an interesting, there's a lot of different like avenues to the portal and how people approach it and teams approach it.
I agree. With this new era, what do you guys focus on the most to ensure that Davidson continues to be competitive in the A10? I mean, we had under Matt this season, our best season we've had in the A10, finishing 6th, and it was clear you guys had a direction coming in with this year's team. What does that look like going forward? What is that?
Yeah, I think it's I think there's different windows now where like you have you're always trying to get older at this point just because that's what the A10 is. But we have our own challenges here where we don't have grad school and we can't take rising seniors. Yeah. So it's you kind of have to do it your own Davidson way. Yeah. I think there's value in bringing in guys like Sam and Scove and JQ where you're bringing in rising juniors who are older and experienced. But we also want to develop guys too. Like that's always going to be a Davidson thing. Whether or not we get to keep a player all 4 years, who knows? Like it's not easy anymore. I think you're just trying to build the best team that year, and it could go one of 2 different routes. Like there's no this is the way we do it. Yeah. Now we know we need to bring in players who are like want to be student athletes and go to class. Yeah. Like you guys aren't taking all online classes and never setting foot on campus or going in a classroom. Like that's not Davidson. It never will not be Davidson. So I think it's like we need to have players who want to embrace what Davidson is and that like more traditional collegiate experience, while also still being realistic to the environment that we're in.
Yeah, I think you guys do a good job of that, from what I've seen. Like, nice. Yeah, like from this team, like the guys you've brought in have always been guys that fit that. Yeah. So it is quite.
I think culturally we put a lot of work into it too, and I think we will this summer again. Where like you have to build a team and a culture quickly, and it's not the traditional TCC that it's always been, where you have guys over 4 years and all of this. So I think for us, it's like, how do we do that? Like obviously the trip with Steph is great, incredible. We'll have our trip to Germany in August, which will be a really cool experience. We also we did the Whitewater Center last summer. We went to Red Ventures last summer, and I will do a number of those things and different things again this summer too, just to build that camaraderie.
I think that did help our team a lot, leading up to the season and having those extra 4 months with each other. Like compared to the Ivy League, like we never did the summers, and so people would show up on campus when school started, and you had to figure it out for 2 months, and then like start the season. And I don't know, you could just feel the difference in the like level of preparedness that the team had.
Yeah. Do you want to talk a bit about that trip to Germany? I know that's something, Sam, you know a bit about as well.
I was so excited.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard about that. That seems like it's going to be fun.
Yeah. So there is a group that brought Davidson basketball before my time to Auschwitz 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago now. And the team didn't touch a basketball while they were there, and visited Auschwitz twice and did a bunch of educational experiences around that. And then the group came to us again this winter and asked if we would want to come to Berlin. It'll be the 90th anniversary of the Berlin Olympic Games. So when Jesse Owens competed against the Nazis, and so we're going to go, and it's about that. We're going to tour the Olympic Stadium. We're going to tour a concentration camp. We're going to a number of other things around that. So it's like a heavy trip, but it's also like, I think especially for, I mean, I'm old enough to like have watched a lot about that and knew World War II veterans. Like, I don't think you guys necessarily have those experiences.
But not as much.
Yeah. And so I'm really interested by all of it and excited for it. But I think for you guys, it'll be a really neat experience. And then the plan is to play a couple games either before or after the trip too.
Yeah.
Like with just some local pro teams?
Probably, yeah. In Germany.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I think that's like when you go on those trips, I remember San Francisco this summer, they're really good for team bonding because obviously there's the basketball component, but there's not as much pressure on the basketball. When you're in the season and you're going on road trips, the goal is to go and win a game. Like when you go to San Francisco to work out with Steph, you go to Berlin to learn about the concentration camps and all of that, and then play those games. There's less pressure on performance, and there's more just no pressure, but you're just in a place with these new teammates. Yeah, you're getting to know each other. I think that's really valuable. I really thought that was super valuable this summer for sure. I felt like I got so much closer with everybody. So yeah.
I thought the meal we had the first night in San Fran was really cool.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really good experience with the team. I remember you and I walked around the area at Stanford's campus, which was like across the street and all that, which I thought that was fun. But yeah, you just get to know everybody better, the returners, the new guys, and it's really fun as a staff member to see all of you guys interact and to start to build that chemistry. And I remember you guys laughing on the bus after we landed in San Fran. And I remember being like, all right, maybe we're onto something here. Like you guys acted like you had known each other for forever, which is like, okay, this is good.
Are there any differences in the approach from last year to this year for how you went into the portal? Because I knew it was a bit of a similar situation. I mean, how many guys did we have returning last year from Davidson?
5, 6, I think.
5, 6.
Yeah. So not all that different. I do think this year it's, I'm trying to think what I can share. I can't say names or anything like that. I think there's like complementary pieces that we're going to look to bring in where there's a lot of opportunity in minutes, just like there was last year. And I think it's, I don't know. It's hard to it's hard to talk about because you can't say a whole lot yet, and you also don't know, who you're going to get commitments from. I'll say this: we're really excited. I think we have a chance to be really good next year, despite all the losses that we have had in the portal. I'm still really excited about our returners. I'm really excited about our portal options. I'm excited about some freshman options of players that are going to come to Davidson. You get some texts from guys go in the portal, and it's always like a chaotic, like what is going on type of moment for some people and fans across the country. And for me, I'm like, it's easier for me because I know it's coming. And I think for our staff members, like we know it's coming ahead of time. Like these aren't surprises. These conversations happen over the course of, weeks. And so it's one of those things where like, hey, we're doing our job to put the best Davidson basketball team on the floor come November too. So I'm excited. I'm really excited.
I'm curious about your role as a general manager, just because that's something that I think, I would want to become one day. Over how long have you been a general manager for?
So unofficially, it's like 3 years now, but officially last spring when we announced the Curry Berman Fund with Steph and Matt Berman and their families and the big commitment they made to Davidson, that was when I officially got the title. But I had been doing it unofficially probably for about 3 seasons now.
What are some things you've learned? Like, since I know you have to interact with agents who have the cap space, the like contracts, that all that stuff comes together. Like, how do you think you've improved? And
yeah, I think that's the interesting piece is like, for me, I think you guys, I mean, I would say this about myself. I'm not sure if you guys would say this about me, but I like to think I have pretty genuine relationships with you guys and like care about you as people. And that is what college athletics is at its whole. But then there is a business component to all of this now too. And so that's a challenge, or had been a challenge for me, of like, how do you separate the friend that you make on the team? Like, we're friends with you guys. We're with you so much. And, you have to make tough decisions with that to put the best team forward. And I think that's something that's like, you get used to it as you go along here. And guys make their own business decisions as well, and what they feel is best for their, careers and experiences. So I think that's one of the challenges. I think at the same point, though, being genuine, being really honest, is always valuable. Like, when I talk to agents, like, if we don't have enough money for a player, like, I'm not going to lie. Like, it's only going to bite you down the line if you get the player and you're like, sorry. Like, we're never going to be a program that overstates a number. Like, what you hear from us is that number. And so that, to me, is just like, I'm always going to be open. I'm always going to be honest with you guys individually, with your parents, with your agents. And then how does it fit into the team, and working with Matt on that? What's best for David's basketball?
Yeah, I think you guys have a really hard role to play, where you're like walking this type of tightrope, because it's not the NBA yet.
Yeah.
But it's also become professional to like a large extent, and you're dealing with kids that are 18 to 22. And then you also have the role of like agents who are like covering the kid, and you have to be this kind person and not businesslike when you're with them. But then on the background, it's like, it's just really hard to navigate, I feel, for you guys.
Yeah, it runs the gamut in the business. I mean, I like to think that the players we attract to Davidson, like, we don't have to deal with a lot of the crazier things you hear about with the portal. But yeah, it's still, it's fair share of interesting situations and interesting people that you have to deal with in the business. I would love for there to be more guardrails. I think there will be more guardrails in the next 2 to 5 years, whether that's legislation, whether that's a court ruling that goes a certain way. But like, I don't think it's sustainable. But I think there is a level of sustainability where a Davidson can be really strong and really compete, which is where I think we're at. I actually think there's a world where the highest of highs come back down to earth is what I think will come. I mean, you look at what debt gets racked up by some schools and these different things, and it's I don't know that it's going to happen long term. I'd be really surprised.
Yeah. I saw a tweet the other day talking about the 5 for 5.
5 for 5, and
talk to me, Austin. Am I
am I getting another year?
We talked about this. I think on your visit. I think you asked me about it and what I thought, and I was like, "Yeah, it's coming." I think you will eventually have 5 years of eligibility to play 5 years. I don't think there will be red shirts and all of that. I think it's coming. It's a question of, does it happen for this? Well, I think for you, the good thing is right now the plan NCAA wise, where it could happen as soon as this fall. So you would have a 5th year after. After next season. I think it's a great idea. I think it actually helps Davidson in a lot of ways because you can get your Davidson degree and then still go and play at a higher level or play at a different school and get a master's, like Hunter going to get his MBA. It's like, I think that's a selling point for Davidson. Like, we don't have grad school. It is a challenge for us right now. But it's also fundamental of what Davidson College is, and so we accept that. But I think if you give a 5th year to a player, you can make the pitch of like,
be here for 4 years, develop as much as you can, and then
be here, get your Davidson degree, and then go get your MBA or go get your master's somewhere else. Like, we're fully supportive of that. We've had how many guys do that in the past few years? Like we don't besmirch a Hunter for going to another school and getting his MBA. Like, you're a Wildcat for life. Like, you're a Davidson grad. Like,
I'm wondering, like, I think that would help Davidson, because I feel like we're seeing happen at Davidson is people having success and being put in positions that it's hard to stay because of that success that they've had. And I think the incentive to stay for the 4 years, knowing that they would get that extra year, is helping Davidson, because I feel like people aren't wanting to leave. They're almost being put in places where they had such a good year, and people understand how good these players can be. And at some level, like, will our guys get poached?
yeah.
And I think it's a frustration, but like a reality of what's happening, and also like a testament to what we have here.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely frustrating when it happens, but I'm also realistic to what can be out there for players if you perform at a high enough level. Like, I'm understanding of it as much as I don't like love it for Davidson, and it hurts our ability to maybe develop talent or get guys when they're older and reaching their full potential in a Davidson uniform as they would historically. I think, yeah, it's tough. I that's my hope, is that, I don't want to say any player names or things like that, but like, I think there's a world where we do keep guys longer, knowing that, because I think guys do love it here, and there is a piece of like the short-term sacrifice financially for like, well, I'll actually probably make more in the long run if I stay. And I think that's a really key component to it, is like, there's big money out there, but you're not necessarily going to get that until you reach a certain point as a player in the A10 or at a Davidson too. So it's, guys need to be smart and get the right advice, and we're always willing to help and support that. And
You only have so much time with a recruit. Like, how are you selling Davidson to its fullest extent? Because I feel as though a pro of Davidson is bringing them along on campus, and that is a great selling point, because you want people to see it, to feel it. So how are you guys maximizing that time?
Yeah, transfer portal visits especially are condensed. They're different than the traditional high school visit where you come for like 2 nights and it's a whole weekend. I actually like these a lot, because you get to show everything in a shorter amount of time. Players have come from another college. There's a different experience that they've had. And so we're really showing the highlights of Davidson. We're hitting all the marks. You're showing campus, you're showing the facility, you're showing Lake Campus. They meet with President Hicks. They meet with Chris Clooney. Obviously, we watch film with guys, have time with Matt, and obviously there's meals mixed in and all of that. And we always try to put you guys in front of players as much as we can, and maybe they'll spend time with you at night or at dinner or whatever it may be. And so you're hitting it all quickly, and I think it's like, I think it's really productive. Now it's a lot when you have 3 over the course of 3 days. Like, it's a lot on the staff and being away from home and everything. But I still think we do a really good job of like showcasing Davidson within a 24-hour.
Yeah. Is Lake Campus one of them spots that it's always on the itinerary?
Yes, especially when it's really nice out.
Yeah,
and
you have to show. Yeah, 100%.
You know what was a great selling point for me was President Hicks.
Really?
Like
He's
that
incredible.
completely, that like very much solidified the decision. And we recently had like a very Davidson moment the other day. We're at trivia,
I heard about
which they
this.
do Wednesday nights, and President Hicks shows up and does one of the segments of trivia, and he comes in, everyone's chanting his dive. And
then his wife came over as well, and we were like asking. The questions were all about him, so we were like asking him, like, "Hey, what's the answer?" And we got like 4 of them right.
I love that. I mean, I'm mad I'm not invited. I love trivia, but no, I heard about it. That's great. I think Doug is like the right president at Davidson for a lot of reasons, and across campus and academically and everything challenging higher ed right now. But like athletically, he's the perfect president at the perfect time for all of this stuff. He's so supportive.
He's all in.
Yeah, he understands it. He's obviously a huge fan and wants Davidson basketball to have success on the court. But I always said, like, there's an old adage of administrators win championships, coaches win games, and players win games. But administrators are the ones who really build that like long-term, NCAA tournament level success. Yeah. And Doug's the best. He's such a great president for. Yeah.
He is. I've only had good experiences with Doug my whole time here. It's always I see him and he's stop and have a chat, or if you see him at the games and he's standing up and yelling, screaming. Like,
I've had one bad experience with Doug. This is when he beat me in ping pong. In the championship round.
That was a smart business decision by you.
yeah,
No,
definitely.
it wasn't. I tried.
I know. No, he's actually very good.
Very good ping pong player.
He brought his own paddle. He had a sweatband, and I just knew it was done.
And he had like this. He's this like cold kind of killer to him. You know, he's unassuming, but like when he gets competitive, he's.
But I'd be curious, even your guys' thoughts on this. Is I think there can be a level of like. I mean, having come from the corporate side of things before Davidson, there's and in higher ed and at big schools, or there's a level of like where college presidents or like the highest administrators are almost have this like they're not as personal or personable. And I've always found at Davidson, like that's what makes this place special, is how personable even the highest people at the college are, and the leadership is at the college. They're no different than, they don't put themselves higher than a student or someone like me or whatever. Yeah. And that's the coolest part about Davidson to me is how welcoming it all is.
100%. Yeah. I mean, I had Doug come and give a lecture in one of my classes about one of his research papers. Like, I agree with what you're saying 100%. Like, you see them around campus, and like Chris Clooney as well. Like, you stop and have a conversation with him, and you just see, because the campus is so small, you see all these people and you feel like you have a closer relationship with them than you would at another place when you only see someone once and you're just like, oh, there he is, and then you don't see them again for a week. Like,
it is less of this like militant controller trying to operate, and more so like someone guiding the students and guiding the athletes that I felt here.
Yeah, and I even feel that as staff. Like, I think that's the best part, as like you don't have this coldness to you, and if you're having success, like Doug was like the biggest champion last year with the Curry Berman Fund and everything with that. And then even when you're not having success or something bad happens, like to have him in your corner, or if you have something personally happen to you, like to get a text from the president if something happens in your life is like, it means a lot. It shows that this place like cares about you.
Other places.
No, it doesn't. It's not normal. Having been at other places, it's not normal, and it's what makes me like have the utmost belief and faith in this place.
Yeah. I mean, Austin, talking about your GM role earlier, I'm curious to what role. I remember one of our players joked with you when he first signed, your underling, assistant GM Steph Curry. What does his role look like in terms of like just kind of everything?
Yeah, I'm so awkward about that because it's like it's Stephen Curry, guys. He's the best
on paper.
He's the best there is. Like we're so lucky and spoiled with all that Steph does for us in the program. Like. And I think it's funny, Will Regal and I were talking about this yesterday or the day before, and we were saying, like, the coolest thing about when you're around Stephen is he's Stephen, and he's not global superstar, NBA champion, NBA MVP, every accolade, one of the best players of all time. Like, Stephen Curry, he's Stephen. Like, when we were out in San Francisco, he knew everybody's name. And it wasn't something like, I didn't send him headshots and names of you guys. Like, he did that all himself. Like, he knew everybody's name. He knew who everybody was, the newcomers, the returners, because that's just the type of person that he is and how much he cares about Davidson basketball. And then conversely, too, it's like he, when we were walking around, he was like, oh, where are you guys going for dinner the one night? Yeah. And we were going somewhere as a staff. And like, he texted me later and he was like, hey, when you get there, ask for so-and-so, you'll be taken care of. And I'm like, that's the type of person that he is. Like he's just a great guy, which is really cool. And obviously he's elevated this program in a number of ways. We're not in the A10 without him. We don't have this facility without him and what he's done. We don't have, big gear and apparel and everything there. We don't have the Curry Berman Fund. Like, you guys might not even be sitting here right now without him. And so I think like Davidson can't say thank you enough to him. But again, it just goes back to how much he loves this program and TCC and everything about it. The Curry Berman Fund and the Berman family too have been like long time benefactors of the program and supporters of the program. It's like we're not here without either of these families and all the other families too. This is the fundraiser and me coming out, but and the development side of me coming out. But like, I truly mean that. Like we're not sitting here right now without all these people. Like, we're not having the returners coming back. We're not getting you guys in the portal. We're not, having these visits this weekend, or having all of the wonderful infrastructure around the program without them.
Yeah.
So it's I'm at a loss for words for what they mean to the program.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think that is a good point to wrap this up. I mean, the people, as we've kind of talked about for this whole conversation we've had, the people in this place is special, and we aren't in the position that we're in without the community that we have around us. So yeah, Austin, it's been great to have you on. And you're another person that makes this program what it is based on, what you do and your role as a GM. So thank you as well for my time here. You've been great. I know Sam would say the same thing, but it's been great having you on the podcast, and it's been great to get to know you these past couple of years and feel the influence that you've had as well. So thank you very much.
Thanks for having me on, guys. I'm really excited. Gonna miss you.
Yeah.
You're one of the great presences in the locker room and everything around this campus and our fans. So excited to see you play next year and all the success you're going to have.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Here we're welcoming our second guest to season 2, episode 6 of the Inside Out Show, Katie Donovan.
Hi guys.
How are you
Thanks
doing?
for having me. I'm good.
First of all, how about Charlie's done? Let's just rip the Band-Aid off, because she is incredible, right?
Yeah.
First ever Davidson women's basketball athlete to be selected into the WNBA draft. You happy for her? How do you feel about that? I can imagine you're very happy for her, but do you want to talk about that a little
Our
bit?
whole team is ecstatic. Like, everyone's really proud of her. It's a great opportunity, and I mean, not only is it good for her, but it's great for our program, and
Incredible.
like, hopefully we can have someone else do the same thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it's a great start, and I think she deserves it, and I'm just really happy for her, and I know everyone else agrees.
Coming into the season, do you think that was her goal? Was that anything on her map?
I mean, we heard it when she spoke to you guys. Like, I definitely think it was a little bit of a goal, but I think she was just pretty level-headed, just kind of doing her own thing. And if it happened, it happened. And if it didn't, I will.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not in a position as someone that would potentially get drafted one day, but I can't imagine that you're like, when you're in that position, I can't imagine how that would feel. I would want to like play it down as much as possible so that I don't get my hopes up too much. But I mean, I can't really speak from experience. I've never been drafted. I don't think I ever will be, but that's pretty cool. Obviously, you and Charlize played a big role on the team this year. You and her are kind of the dynamic duo, leading and scoring and doing everything. And with her gone next year, you kind of are stepping into a really major role. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like watching Charlize has prepared you in any way? Like how are you feeling about that?
Yeah, I mean, throughout the whole time I've been here, I came early. I've had leaders that I've kind of looked up to. Like, I think Maddie Plank was a great one vocally. Mallory Haynes, Izzy Morgan, Millie Pryor, like they all set an example. And Charlie in her own way, like I feel like I'm just kind of trying to feed off each of them and learn as much as I could and just kind of, I don't know, embrace that and try as hard as possible, honestly, to be the best leader next year.
Do you feel like it's your role changing, or it's more just you becoming more of yourself and more of a presence? Like what does that look like stepping into that?
I do think that like as I'm older, I probably step into a little bit bigger role. I became a shooter this year, kind of randomly.
A shooter?
I had never been a shooter
like
in my
second
life.
in the country in 3-point something like that?
It was, I don't know exactly what it was, but I'd never really been a shooter before.
Wow.
And so this was kind of a random,
Congratulations.
thank you. This was kind of a random thing this year. Obviously I work hard for it, but
I can't imagine it just came
yeah,
out of the
I
blue,
do.
but
I do practice all the time, but I guess I'm just trying to now build that into my game and figure out how I can attack off the perimeter and really just like incorporate that into my game. And I guess that'll probably help me evolve.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see.
that was a new thing that came for me this year, I think, as well. Like I started making threes and people really are really aggressive to take away your 3-point shots. You kind of have to find ways within the offense to, I don't know, catch your defender sleeping so you can get shots off and stuff like that. It's definitely interesting because I don't know if you feel the same way, but when teams are flying at you to shoot the ball, I feel like you're like, oh my God, I got to shoot this one. Like, you know what I mean? When you have that reputation as a shooter, when you're not making shots or when like they're trying to take that away from you, it's like, oh, what do I do now?
Yeah, no, definitely at the start of the season as well. Like people didn't close me out that hard. And so I was used to getting some up, but by the end it was definitely much harder. So
Don't let you shoot at all.
yeah.
We were talking about that in the middle of the season. I think there was a phase where it was hard for you to get shots off.
Yeah.
And I was talking about like having an up fake, like a convincing up fake can actually be a shooter's best move.
Yeah.
It gets people in the air. You can get downhill because I mean, percentage-wise, I feel like when you got downhill and you got to your bump, and then fade, like that was a great shot for you.
Yeah. I mean, Katie, you, I know, aren't just a shooter, obviously. You said you just became a shooter this year, as true as that is or not. But I feel like when I've seen you play, you have so much to your game, especially around the basket with your fakes and your pivots, and you rebound the ball really well as well. So I feel like, I mean, we talk about Charlize leaving, but you've already played such a massive role with the team this year. I feel like, yeah, you can only just kind of.
Yeah, definitely an unconventional kind of player.
Yeah.
I've been playing the 4 kind of, and Charlie helped because she would guard the bigs and I would guard the guards.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see how that kind of changes, but yeah, I feel like just leaning into those other aspects will really help.
Katie, you mentioned that you have never been a shooter yet this year. You shot unbelievably well. Can you talk to us about how you got to that point and how you built yourself up?
I mean, I think shooting is a lot of practice. When I was younger and I decided I wanted to start shooting a little bit, I guess it's been kind of like a 5-year more maybe progression. And I would shoot an absurd amount. I would make 20 mid-range from 7 spots and then try to make 23s from 7 spots. And honestly, it took me forever because I wasn't very good at it. But I changed my shot a little bit after my freshman year. I had like a split stance when I landed. And so I found that like it wasn't exactly consistent. And so I changed that and I decided to change it. And I remember I had a session with Derek Rucker and I shot a mid-range and then I like decided like I'm going to change my footwork and how I land in my shot. And I airballed like immediately at the start. It was pretty bad. But I guess I just like fixed the technique a little bit. So now I shoot pretty straight and I feel like I can practice.
More of a consistent shot.
Yes. Like if I can line everything up and everything straight, then in theory it should be straight and has a higher chance of going in. Yeah. It was my kind of thought process with that. So yeah, I shoot all the time. I started shooting with Mallory Haynes last year, who was our
sniper.
Team's best shooter.
Absolute sniper.
Really?
Yes, because I would stay with her over Christmas. Our family stayed at her house, and then over Christmas we would kind of shoot together. And then just got in a habit that me and Mal would shoot pretty much every day together. And so I kind of picked up a lot of things that she did. And I started doing way more movement shooting. And so then that helped a lot with my stationary shot because it just became a lot easier if I could do the harder kind of part of it. And then, yeah, I just kind of continued a little bit more on my own this year, trying to find a shooting buddy, I guess. But I kind of just like rotate between. And obviously I love shooting on the gun. So, yeah.
It's interesting what you say about you decided to switch your footwork because I feel like the biggest part about shooting for me especially is just having my feet under me. And I can be moving any direction that I want, but as long as I can get my feet down underneath my shoulders facing towards the rim, or even like as long as my feet are underneath me and I'm balanced, you know, like I feel like the shot has a good chance of going in just because of that.
Yeah, well a lot of it was like more so my lands, like I would like twist and like land on like the front foot. Like I feel like that's a very Australian thing. I see a lot of
Shani does that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they've
She
just told
lands like
Shani
on her front foot.
Yeah, they've just told Shani, speak to Katie about
fixing
your shot a little bit. So she's been practicing. I'm trying to land like with 2 feet, like pretty even. But I guess I just like rotated a lot and it wasn't the same every time. Like if I was tired, sometimes I would like over rotate or under rotate. And so it just became really hard to keep it the same. And then honestly, with how much I was shooting, it started to hurt my knee. So it wasn't nothing bad, but I just think over time, like if you're playing for 10 more years, and I'm shooting all the time, over time, it's just gonna.
You're just landing on one leg constantly?
Yeah, just all on my right leg.
Wow.
That's something I've been thinking about with my shot. I'm working with Jack on just being shot ready and also just, I don't know, like chest towards the rim.
Because you're like that. You're this way.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say dart throw, but dart throw. Like, and so because of that, I noticed that I kind of fall on my right leg a lot.
Yeah.
And I think this is an interesting point of like over time you shoot thousands and then over however many years, like hundreds of thousands of shots, and you're landing on one leg constantly. Like it's not gonna help it.
No. Yeah. So I don't know. Land on the same 2 feet with like equalish kind of landing and have everything straight come off my pointer finger. That's kind of
so your pointer finger is the one that
you're a pointer finger shooter.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I fork it. I'm like, if here's the ball, I'm here, and I like
these two.
Yeah,
dude, I'm like this guy. These two. It's
so
actually crazy.
You're a middle finger.
Like
I thought you were a middle finger guy.
I'm like a middle finger, but it's more this one than my.
What? Really?
Yeah. Like I finish my shot like kind of like that. Because I feel like I get good power from it.
How do you hold the ball then?
I mean, I'm pretty like square on it.
But then,
as it just comes through, I can I mean, I guess I'm a middle finger guy, but I feel like I feel my ring finger more than
I
right.
still feel my middle finger, but I definitely think I focus on having it come out there. I'm like way more.
So your
Yeah, that's
thumb is
interesting.
like really.
Oh.
Yeah, like my middle finger, my pointer finger is like in the middle of the ball.
Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
then it comes off and it's coming off.
Yeah.
And so you end up. I'm assuming I've never fully seen the shot. You must end out like that, right?
Yeah, with the
Yeah.
thumb forward.
Yeah.
Because with Hunter, he would finish more like that because it's just like straight through the arm.
Yeah.
And I would.
I don't have any
I'm
thumb
more
on it. Like your thumb's here. My thumb, I put it like to the side. Like I kind of shoot it with my palm more than like having it up.
My
here.
hands aren't huge. Like I even compared to a lot of my teammates, like a lot of them have bigger hands than me. So I don't know if I like need the stabilization, but I did have a really funky habit for a while, and I would take like this part off the ball
Wow.
when I was like a freshman because it would come. I have a problem sometimes. Like if my shot's off, sometimes it comes out of my pinky, and so if I took the whole problem away,
You just
then-
shoot with 3 fingers.
I was shooting with like
Yeah.
3 fingers. But over time, it was kind of hard. Once I start moving to catch the
Keep
ball,
it
take it off,
consistent.
and, like,
Yeah. Just
once it gets harder, it's I don't know. But yeah, now I just kind of focus on having it all go straight through my pointer.
Niche. That's like the second or third time we've got into talking about shooting mechanics
Yeah.
on this podcast. So for all you deep thinkers out there, this is good, good stuff. Katie, you and I arrived at this program
Yes.
pretty much the exact same time. I think I was either a couple days behind you or you were a couple days behind me.
Yeah.
So we've kind of both seen from obviously the men's and women's programs the way the programs have progressed since we've been here. But what do you feel like is the thing that's changed the most since you've been here to where you guys are now? Because obviously you guys have improved year on year, and the program, the women's program especially, is now in such a great place. And you've been here for all of that. So what would you say that?
Yeah. I mean, it really started with the postseason that I came, and Gail really was like, I want to do a big change to this program, and we need to be better than this. And so we kind of just cracked down. We had high standards, and I feel like we kind of just been building on that every year. Obviously, we were disappointed that we didn't make it to the WBIT this year, and that was kind of a standard that we did want to like uphold. Obviously, with the main goal being making it to the actual NCAA tournament. But I think each year we just kind of build on that, and we're thinking about how we can improve the team and improve as players and people. And I think that's kind of just been the main thing that's continued throughout.
And Gail, I mean, she's been great. I always, whenever I watch the games, you see her on the sideline, and she's just like stern faced and really leads from the front. What's it like being coached by her?
I love being coached by Gail. We have a great relationship, and Gail does take time to really get to know our plays, and I think that really helps because then you can create this trust where you can kind of do things, and I don't know, you always know that your coach has your back, and I feel like that definitely helps in a program and leading us.
From an outside perspective, it seems like everyone has a really good relationship with her, and that she makes an effort to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's great.
What part of your game do you think that you could improve on the most to take the next step next year to really put this program?
Well, we've started working on it a little bit, but I think like ball screen stuff, I've usually been the receiver of the passes. So I guess now coming off when people are going over and trying to create advantages from that. And I don't know.
So you as the ball handler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you always had the ball in your hands growing up?
When I was younger, I definitely did have the ball. I was usually one of the top scorers, but it was definitely like drive heavy kind of stuff. Whereas once I came here, I did my part as a freshman. I filled my role. I did what I needed to do, and then I kind of became a post player, and then now I've been a shooter. So I feel like just getting back into something where I'm trying to create advantage and also create for myself and other people will be interesting.
I suppose that'll lead us into our question about what life was like in Australia growing up. I suppose both life-wise, family-wise, like how you got into basketball. Could you walk through us through your journey?
Yeah, my dad played a bit, so that really helped.
The NBL?
No. He was in the semi-professional league, but he stopped playing when he was like 19 and then decided when he was older and he had me and my brother that he wanted to start playing again. But I was always around basketball, and then my best friend when I was younger decided she wanted to play because her older brother played, and I was like, well, I'm not going to do it on my own. Yeah. So I kind of just started. Honestly, I sucked. I was really, really bad when I was a child.
How old were you when you started?
I was like second grade.
Sure.
But it took quite a while. It didn't really come very naturally to me. So I remember I had this conversation with my mom because I was playing on this mixed team. It was like me and my best friend and then all guys. My friend was away on holiday, so it was just me and a bunch of guys, and I was terrible. And she was like, Katie, you need to either like lock in or like
Find something else.
find something else to do because I was really bad. And so I guess I decided to start practicing and yeah.
Working.
There you go.
Did you always play up as a kid? Because I feel
Yeah.
like you playing against guys. I always played up 2 years when I was younger. Like I think it's really important for like good players. I think you always see that they play against older people.
Yeah.
Did you do that like in New Zealand?
Yeah, I was like bottom aged on my like national teams that I made. Most of the, like kind of, I was like the token young kid that was coming on.
Trying to develop.
Yeah, they were trying to develop. Did you play like national team stuff at all?
No, I actually never made a national team. I didn't play very much in my state team either.
Where are you from?
Queensland.
Okay. You guys the
And-
Maroon, right?
Pardon?
Maroon?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And I was honestly a little bit worried that I was not going to any office anywhere. And then I started playing NBL 1, which is like the semi-professional league. And I was the youngest on my team. I was 16 when it started, and I had a 30-point game in my very first game.
No way.
There you go.
And that's kind of just how it happened. And I got a lot of attention through NBL 1 rather than, I guess, the Australian pathway didn't traditionally work how I wanted it to.
Yeah,
and so I
interesting.
kind of just made my name more so that way.
Okay, walk us through that game then. Like, were you feeling pressure as one of the youngest players on that team? And then you come out and have 30 points. Like that, it doesn't happen randomly.
No, I was so nervous. I could like barely sleep the night before. I felt so much pressure. I was always better in like my age group and stuff. And I mean, I don't know, but playing against people that were 10 years older than me and some of them with professional like skill. And I know one of them was like, we had 2 imports from America. One of them played in the Olympic Puerto Rican team and the other one went to South Carolina or something. And I was terrified.
And they were out there passing you the ball by the end of the game.
Yeah, I was a little bit nervous, but
So what happened? You're nervous, but you're dropping 30. Is
Yeah.
a contradiction going on?
yeah, I was nervous, but then I don't know, it kind of just clicked. Like, I don't know if you ever just have games where everything just kind of like naturally kind of happens. But I got out there. I was starting, which was unexpected because someone had an injury. Who was supposed to start. And so
Like a movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like everything kind of just
Now
like
I'm
lined
a
up.
Wildcat.
And then
Katie, get up there.
yeah. No, well, I knew right before. I knew like I think they told me maybe the Friday we had the game on the Saturday, the Friday that I would be starting, and I was like,
Just not
Ooh.
sleeping.
So that night,
Okay.
it makes
Yeah.
sense you weren't sleeping. I would actually,
and then yeah, everything kind of just happened. I played really well. I mean, I've always been like decent at defense. I've like always been good at defense, but I feel like a lot of people need to see that you can score to make it to college. And I just happened to have a really good NBL 1 season and worked out well.
There you are.
Because I feel like the Australian players that I've known, the pathway has always kind of been, you know, junior
COE.
national team, COE, kind of worked the way up from
Yeah.
there. So it's interesting to hear that your pathway was different from that.
Yeah, I don't know, just didn't work out that way. But
Yeah, I mean, it worked out pretty good now, I would
Yeah.
say. You're
everything happens for a reason, I guess.
doing all right for yourself, for sure.
It's true that if you're good enough, like people will.
Yeah,
find
you'll be found, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, even all the way over on our side of the world.
yeah. Thank you, James.
you. Did he say
Shout
that?
out James, dude.
Yeah.
Shout out James.
Thank you very
James
much. And Derek
Davidson.
Rocco.
He was around here a couple of months ago.
Yeah, he's been training me since I was like, bad.
Wow,
since I was
really?
bad.
Wow.
Since I was bad.
So like
yeah.
a family connection or?
Not really. I just wanted to get better at shooting because I wasn't that good at shooting. And I don't know, my mom had heard he was good and started working with him. I remember we were doing like mid-ranges and I think he was excited because I made 2 out of 10 one day.
There you go.
Yeah. That's where we started. I might have been like 14 or so, but yeah.
That's funny. Shout out Derek Rucker. He's
Yeah.
his number 11.
Yeah,
And you
yeah,
see
yeah.
his
Yeah,
jersey
yeah.
out there. I
Retired.
got lunch with him when
To
he was-
ask him?
when he was here.
Oh,
Because I think I recognized the number 11 and like my relation with Australia. And he mentioned that he was training people for back home. And that's largely what he does, aside from the broadcast stuff
yeah.
as well. And it's funny, like drawing full
Yeah.
circle, because I never knew that you were being trained by him.
Yeah.
And I send him some DMs from time to time. And he'd like swipe up on my story.
Yeah. Huh.
Really good dude.
Yeah, no, he's a great guy.
Yeah, he actually initially was like, Davidson is not a place that you want to go for college. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, I still have nightmares about the academics. And I was like, he was like, I think he was a little skeptical. And I was like, no, Derek, I'm pretty smart.
I'll be okay.
It's okay, I promise, I'll be fine. And I was like, oh, okay. But yeah.
Good boy.
For a moment, Sam, I thought you were going to say you before you came here, you had to have lunch with him to like ask to wear his number or something like that. because they've got it up, they've got it up in the rafters, and I don't know if it was like, Derek, can I please with your number?
I wonder if he would have let me.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I'm representing it well, Derek.
that's funny. Katie, do you have any interests outside of basketball that you?
I like reading actually. Fun little hobby.
What's the last book you read?
It was a thriller, maybe something about a lie. I don't exactly remember. I can go through them pretty quickly, but I've been on a big thriller train. So if anyone has recommendations, please let me know.
I just read a book. My younger sister recommended it to me. It's called The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. It's like an
We were
older.
talking about this.
It's like an older book, but it's really interesting.
Okay.
But I just started reading Crime and Punishment,
Dude.
which is it's tough read. It's a tough read, but like I'm getting through it. Trying to read more books, I guess.
I used to read so much fiction. Okay, now I just like gone down the self-help rabbit hole.
Yeah. I can't stand those books.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like them.
I don't like.
I feel like I'm gaining something.
Yeah, but I don't like when the book tells you what to think. I feel like when you're reading a good book, like all books can be kind of self-help in a way if you like are reading it and it makes you think about without telling you. You know what I mean?
Okay, I agree, but I would also say that a lot of what you read, it's like you take it face value, and if you decide that you like it, and you can put that into your life, then maybe you can like it puts a little piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
So it's less so this is how I'm gonna live, and more so like can I get anything from it?
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I just can't stand self-help books, to be honest with you. I don't know what it is about it. But you are a deep thinker, so yeah.
No, I wouldn't even say that.
Maybe I have to read it. You have to put me onto one.
The one I'm reading right now is Never Split the Difference, and it's this FBI hostage negotiator telling stories about how to communicate better through these examples.
When he was like negotiating
When
with
he's
FBI.
getting people out of being
It
kidnapped.
actually sounds really interesting.
It does, yeah. And thank you. It is interesting.
I'm
trying to use one of the tips that he's
Would you give it to me right now?
which is I can give it to you right now. It's the mirroring. It's like a mirroring technique where you try to repeat something that someone says. I don't know. I'll try to influence it.
I'm like picking up on your body language a little bit. I feel like the same way.
This is part of it. It's like you gotta open body language. It gives you, like, a
you're
little
comfortable.
more- You're comfortable. You know. I'm not a threat.
Reading me like a book, dude.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, yeah, you got me, I guess.
It's all
I'm
level-
like,
it's all level.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm conscious about that now. Oh gosh. So, Katie, what do you study? You say you read a lot of books. You do English. What do you
No,
do?
I'm a psych major.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, no, I just like reading books, but like fun books. I do enough reading for school that it's like just nice. I also like to be in the sun, so it's nice to read a book and be in the sun.
Okay, back to psychology.
Yes.
Why?
I don't really know why. I found the classes interesting. I guess I wanted to know more about myself and the way that I think. I'm also a deep thinker, so
Heck yeah.
I guess this is my kind of like self-help book, I guess, but like through education. I'm just learning more about myself, I guess. I know I value relationships, so I think it's just interesting to see how those things kind of work together and the way that people think.
If you weren't doing basketball, what do you think you'd be doing right now? In the sense of like where your career would be building towards.
I, to be honest, don't really know because I don't even know. Like, well, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do, like, if basketball ever ends. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do with my psych major. Like, I don't think I want to be a psychologist. I just don't think it's very good if, like, you're talking to me about your problems and I'm crying. Like, yeah, like, that doesn't really help anyone. So I don't really know. We kind of joke about it in my family, and we have this like running joke that we're going to start a renovating business. My dad is a tradie, and they like renovated, my mom and my dad renovated my house. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know. But I'm about to declare and be an education double major.
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of just like a good backup, I think.
I've taken some education classes here. They're quite interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I will want to play in Europe, and it'll be easy just to have an education major to teach something. I don't know exactly.
Go and teach English somewhere.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Just a good option.
Do you reckon you'll move back home after college?
My parents hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I really like traveling. I want to travel. That's kind of just what I want to do with my life. Not sure how I'm going to get the money, but that's the end goal. Yeah.
You don't need money when you're young anyway.
That's
Like,
what I
you just
mean.
travel around and figure it out.
I mean, I think once I graduate, I'll probably go play NBL1 back at home. I've just been away for, well, it'll be 4.5 years pretty much since. Yeah. So I don't know, just nice to have some time at home and then figure it out from there.
All right. Katie, I think this has been a great conversation. Very thankful to have you on. You're our final guest of season 2 of the Inside Out show. So thank you guys for tuning in. And
thank you guys very much. Thank you.
That is a wrap for season 2 of the Inside Out show, hosted by yours truly, Sam Brown and Hunter Adam. I just want to say, Hunter, it's been a privilege to be a part of this podcast with you. I think it's made us closer together, and I came in very excited to be a part of it. We say we're co-hosts, but truly you are the leader. You are our fearless leader of this podcast. And thank you. Thanks for doing this with me.
Yeah, thanks so much. I kind of want to take a little time to say thank you to just you for coming on and joining this podcast and being so open to it as well, but also just to everyone at Davidson who, has come up to me and said something to me, whether I'm at a game or walking through the streets and mentioned the podcast. I remember every single one of you that have came up to me and said you love the podcast. We joke sometimes that we don't know who actually listens to this, but to know that there are fans out there that listen and care about this podcast and care about what we have to say has been incredible. And just to thank you to the community of Davidson as a whole that has made my time here so special and made it so hard for me to leave this place. It's been amazing. The first season, when we were first starting out, and to see what it's grown into, it's been amazing. So I'm so thankful for the community here. I'm so thankful for all of the support with this podcast, with my career, with the team, with everyone that makes Davidson such a special place that it is. So thank you guys so much. And I'm going to miss this podcast, but more importantly, I'm going to miss this place. So thank you all very much. And stay tuned for season 3, man. Someone's going to have to sit in this chair and chat with you next year.
I wonder who it's going to be.
You guys have that to look forward to. So I'm excited. I'll always be a fan of the Inside Out show. And now that I'm not on it, I can actually watch it and listen to it and not feel embarrassed listening to myself talk for 30 minutes. So that's great. But thank you, Sam, and thank you all you fans as well.